My art bead friends, how are you? I hope you're having a wonderful Friday afternoon. We've got a lot of fun things in the show today, so if you're not having a great day, hopefully I can change your mood and show you something pretty, something sparkly that will make you smile. So let's get through all the housekeeping and then let's get right into the show. So guys, listen up. This is your last chance to be a part of Beadfest. Beadfest is happening next week, and you still have the opportunity to be there with us. Now, I know it might be a little bit last minute, but some of you may be in the area. Some of you may be not in the area, but have the ability to travel quick, fast, and in a hurry. So we'd like to invite you to join us if you would like to. Now, if you can't join us at Beadfest Live, be sure that you are checking out the website next week, all week long, because we are going to be having lives all week, doing some special things. We've got some special guests that are going to be part of our shows. We're going to be doing a lot of fun things, and we want you to be a part of it. So even if you can't join us at the actual Beadfest, we're still going to be streaming most of what we're doing at Beadfest, so you will not have to miss any of it. You don't want to miss any of it, so be sure, like I said, that you're checking the website and you're setting your reminders for all of those things. Excuse me. All right, so let's get into today's show, shall we? I've got a fun one for you guys, and as always, there's a shopping bag on the side of your screen at any point during the show. You can click on that shopping bag, and it's going to bring up all of the information about all of the items that I have in today's show, and today's show is a personal shopper show, so I'm really looking forward to this one. If you want a sneak peek of everything, you can go ahead and click on that now. If not, you can just see the items as I show them, but you can add those to your cart from that little shopping bag, and you can also check out all while watching the show. You don't have to navigate away, which is really nice. And when you have checked out, you can just click on me. It'll make me big again. So if you want to go ahead and get a jump start on your shopping, please feel free to do so. However, if you do have to navigate away, or you would just like to watch this as a replay, you can always come back and do just that. Watch this as a video on demand as many times as you want to, and you can use that with the personal shopper shows to look for a specific item. But then with our tutorials and the project videos that we do, you can always just fast forward directly to whatever technique or tip or trick that we've got going on to get right down to business, or you can just be re-inspired. Sometimes I like to go and put these on in the background, not my own, that's just weird. But I like to put on the other designers' shows and keep them going in the background as I'm working, because it makes me feel like I'm beading with a friend, right? It's always helpful, and it's always nice to get some inspiration. Everybody always has kind of a different style and a different take on techniques, and so it's really nice to have that as background noise. And I like to think that I'm learning by osmosis, right? I'm just kind of absorbing all of the information. So be sure that you are setting your reminders, not just for my lives, but for all of the other amazing designers' lives as well, that are all part of the Art Beads team. We've got an amazing team. We really do. All right, so what else do you guys need to know? Be sure that you are hitting those heart buttons anytime you see something that you love in today's show, or any show. And if you would like to further share the love, please feel free to share this on social media. So if you're part of a Facebook group that allows you to share these kinds of videos, or if you just want to share this on your own social media feed, that is the #1 way to help us grow our amazing community. So not only at Art Beads do we have an amazing group of designers that work together, but we have an incredible community, and we are growing by leaps and bounds, and we want to reach all of the makers and potential makers out there. The very best way to do that is virtual word of mouth. So your sharing of this video definitely helps us to reach those who don't quite know about us yet. So definitely appreciative of all of the shares. Now, if you're joining us from Facebook and you would like to shop, there's a little box at the top of your screen. You can type in the item codes for all the items in the show, and it's going to send a link directly to your messenger so that you can very easily shop that way. Now, if you are joining us from somewhere other than the Art Beads website, I do want to remind you that I can't see your comments. So if you would like to be a part of the conversation, please join us over on the Art Beads Live officially from the website, so that you can be a part of the conversation here in chat, because it is always a good time. You don't want to miss out on any of that. Now, speaking of missing out on things, if you would like to continue the conversation after the live is over, I encourage you to join the Art Beads Serious Art Beaters Facebook group. It is a great place to get together with all of our other amazing community members and get inspired, see what everybody is creating with their art beads, and just a great place to hang out. So we would love to encourage you to come and be a part of that. Also, another way to stay in the know with everything is to sign up for that newsletter while you're over on the website shopping. That's a great way to stay in the know of all the things, particularly our schedule and when we have schedule changes for special events like Bead Fest that is coming up next week. So definitely want to be sure that you're signing up for that and taking advantage of all of the ways that you can get all of the art beads information. So we don't want you to miss anything. We've got a lot of fun things going on and a bright, bright future ahead of us. Looking forward to all of the fun things. All right. So Eric says, hi, all driving, no texting, just saying hi. No, why are you saying hi? Just go be safe, okay? You got to get me to Bead Fest safely. So none of that business now. Michelle is here. Y'all can talk to Michelle. Michelle's awesome. Michelle is here. Wanda's here. Katie's here. Laura's here. Cecilia's here. Listen, everybody is in the house. We're ready to rock and roll. Nicole's here chiming in. Nicole, I happen to know you need a nap, and I hope you take care of that as soon as we are done here. Hi, Debbie. How are you? All right, everybody. So let's get right into the show. As I mentioned, this is a personal shopper show, so there is not a project involved in today's show. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be inspired, though. I've got a lot of beautiful inspiration for you guys for something that I am really guilty of ignoring. So this show was made for me and you. It was made for all of us, but I think you're going to know what I mean here in just a second. I've got clasps. Now, if you've been watching me for a while, let's be just completely candid here. Those of you who have been with me for the last 10 years, you know that my go-to is the standard lobster clasp. Every single time. I will go to that standard lobster clasp for every opportunity. It is the easiest. It is the most convenient. I grab it and boom, it's done. It is just an afterthought. Clasps are not something I spend a lot of time thinking about, but I should do better. I should do better. And I have promised you guys that I was going to do better. And this is my genuine effort to do so. And this is my effort to get you to do better as well. Because though those lobster clasps are functional and wonderful, let's be real, we have some better options. We have some more beautiful options. So if you're like me and you need a little inspiration in the clasp area, I've got you covered. I've got some gorgeous things for you. I have things in all price ranges. So I've got some really expensive ones to some that are not so expensive. So please don't be turned off by the price points here. I tried to cover all my bases. I've got toggles. I've got box clasps. I've got gorgeous things. So if you need a little help in that department, like I do, today is your day, okay? So I'm going to turn you around and we're going to do this. We're going to start with toggles because toggles are beautiful and they're just easy to use. One of the easiest clasps, I think, to put on. So I know you guys are tired of looking at my face. I'm going to show you something pretty. Let's get into it, shall we? All right. Wanda says, Sarah will now show us every size and finish of lobster clasps. I will not be doing that. As tempting as that is, I actually do have real other things for you guys today. Okay, so we're going to start with all of the toggles, and I've pulled several toggles from the website that I absolutely love. Now, this is in no way a complete list of what's available on the website. Okay, just know that I pulled some of my favorites, and that is just kind of scratching the surface of what is actually available on the Art Beads website when it comes to clasps. So can we all make a promise to each other that we're going to do a little bit better when it comes to choosing a clasp? You have no excuses after today, and I don't either. So let me show you. The first one that I have here, this is a JBB, which is one of my very favorite findings companies, by the way. They have absolutely beautiful things. So if you've never heard of JBB, you need to check them out. We have a huge selection of JBB items on the Art Beads website, and they're absolutely stunning. So definitely check those out. I'm actually using some JBB pieces in my workshop project for Bead Fest. So this is a sterling silver center drilled butterfly toggle clasp. This is so pretty, and It even has that little extra bit of texture on the toggle bar, that beautiful little butterfly. There's the ring on the back. And then this is really cool. I love this because it is center drilled, which is really kind of unique. So the butterfly is the connection point. Instead of there being a loop, he's actually drilled. I call him a he, could be a she, we don't know. It's a butterfly. It's drilled through the body of the butterfly. So this makes this truly unique in the sense that you don't necessarily need a jump ring, right? You can thread your bead stringing wire through here. You can put a wire through here. You can put like a head pin. Let's grab a head pin. I just want to show you. I think that's the fun part of these shopping shows, because we can get a little creative and talk through some things. So you could take a head pin if you wanted to, just to give you a little advice. You take your head pin, look, just like that. And then you could do a wrapped loop. You could add some beads here, do a wrapped loop, and then connect it to something. Same thing with your bead stringing wire. If you wanted to put your crimp on the end of this, right, and put your crimp right up against the edge of that butterfly's head, you 100% can do that. This is so cool. It gives you a lot of different design opportunities. Now, this was also beautiful enough to be the front, which I think is true with most clasps other than the lobster clasp. Okay, come on. But you could put this in the front of a necklace, or, you know, this could be the center, the focal of your bracelet. You could build your entire piece around this gorgeous clasp. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. And I love how unique it is that this guy is drilled. I think that's really, really cool. So Debbie says that butterfly would make great earrings. I agree. Oh my goodness. So yeah, you could put your ear wire up here. You could put some little beads if you wanted to. Take your head pin through there and then dangle some beads from him. So much versatility. It doesn't even have to be a clasp. I love that. I love that. All right. So next up, I'm going to show you. Is there even a lobster clasp in today's show? And Michelle says, I can confirm that there might be one in a future show. There actually is in my next show. Now I'm going to have to go in and change it because you guys, I feel attacked. You guys have totally called me out. Oh my. All right. Now this one is a little bit more romantic. Not that a butterfly is not romantic. It absolutely could be, but I love this. This has this like vintage flair to it. This kind of Victorian feel. I shouldn't say vintage. I should definitely say Victorian. Two totally different things, but also the same thing. It's weird. I don't know. This is also JBB. You can tell I'm really drawn to the JBB. Pieces. This is another antique sterling silver with small flowers and little curls. This has some filigree here, so you know what that means. I can add dangles to this if I want to, and so can you. This is absolutely beautiful. I love all of the detail work here. So you can see it's got this beautiful little heart and all of these little swirls and the flowers that have really beautiful detail, and the toggle bar, which also has that beautiful detail, and it's kind of curved, which is nice. So it's not going to be a struggle. Whoops, I guess it goes this direction. It's not really going to be a struggle with this. The two pieces were made to fit together. Sometimes toggles are weird like that. You know what I mean? Like they go, you know that they go together, but they don't sit exactly like you think that they should. I love that JBB takes some real attention to the detail here and gives that a little bit of a curve so that they hook together really nicely. It fits like it's supposed to, and you know it's going to be secure, even though this has a wide opening to it. So really beautiful. And again, has the opportunity, or has the option rather, for you to hang some dangles if you wanted to from it, but honestly it doesn't even need it. It's just gorgeous. So I hope that you guys enjoy this one. I think it's really, really special. This would look beautiful in the front of a necklace. So pretty. And again, one that you could use. You don't even have to, use it as a toggle. You could use this as the focal for a necklace or anything else if you wanted to. You could hang some beads here This little section right here, those are close enough together. I think you could safely hang some sort of dangle here in the middle if you wanted to, and use this as a pendant. Now, some people are kind of like, okay, well, that's all well and good, but what would I do with a toggle bar? I, for one, have used a ton of toggle rings for things other than clasps. And so I have like this whole little baggie full of toggle bars, and you end up with them and then you're like, well, I'm never going to use them. That's not true. So let's say, for instance, you use this as a pendant for your necklace, or you buy 2 of these and you make earrings, and now you've got these bars. Well, the bars are absolutely beautiful. You don't have to use them as they go together, right? You can take this part right here and use it as its own thing. You can make loops with seed beads. You can make loops with leather. You can make loops with beading wire and beads. Like, you can make another ring for this to go with. So don't think that you're just going to end up wasting the toggle bar, because you most definitely can still use it as a toggle, just with a different ring. Right? So don't ever think that this part's just going to get tossed somewhere. It might temporarily, but I'm sure that you will be able to come up with some ways to use it. In fact, this one you could actually use as a pendant as well and hang things from it. So I think you've got lots of options. I think clasps can be used in so many different ways. So, all right. Gonna sit this one to the side, and we're gonna move on. I've got a few more toggles for you guys. All right. Well, this is another beautiful JBB. I should have just done a JBB show. I do have other brands in the show, I promise. But I love their pieces so much. The detail on them is just amazing. So this is a sterling silver star-shaped flower toggle clasp. This is another one where there's tons of detail. You can see the toggle bar has got these beautiful leaves on it. It looks like a branch with all of the little leaves. There is the ring on the back so that you can connect that to the end of your piece. And then you've got this gorgeous swirl of a flower here. So pretty. Look, and your ring is going to fit, or I'm sorry, your bar is going to fit right in here. If I could hold it, there we go. Just to kind of give you an idea of what that looks like. That's going to look like. It almost looks like a crescent moon here, the way that those vines are kind of swirling around with that flower. So pretty. So pretty. Maybe that's what they were going for, because the flower is a star, right? And it kind of looks like a moon and a star with branches and a flower. Maybe even like a shooting star. You could get really creative with this. It could be anything you wanted it to be. I think that's absolutely beautiful. So pretty. All right, moving on. Laura says, love this one. I agree. Wanda says, everything's good with leather. I would agree with that as well. All right, I've got a couple more for you as far as toggles are concerned, and then we're going to move on. This one is a JBB silver plated. So this one's not sterling silver, but it's just as beautiful. This one is silver plated pewter flower toggle. And this one is a little less on the fussy side. This one is really just kind of straightforward, but still beautiful. There's beautiful detail in the flowers here. This one is for a design that maybe, you want the beads to be the star, but you still want a nice clasp to it. This should be like my alternative to the lobster clasp. This is one that's going to go with everything, right? I should just grab this one instead from now on. I'm going to make it Michelle's job to check in with me and ask me what kind of clasp were you using this week? Does it need to be a lobster clasp? Like, somebody needs to hold me accountable. Y'all hold me accountable, would you? Because I really need to kind of up my game, and I have no more excuses. Oh my goodness. I was reading. Sorry, I stopped for a second. Everybody's like, why did she get quiet? Is she frozen? I'm not frozen. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's so many comments going by. You guys are awfully chatty today. I love it. So Mary says, would be great as a fringe earring. I love that idea. I think she was talking about the toggle bar or ring or bar. Gosh, my mouth is moving faster. My brain is working faster than my mouth is moving. That's what I meant to say. But then Gina said, I ordered lobster clasps along with the pretty fancy. So she does order the pretty fancy things And the lobster clasps. So she's guilty too. Just by association though. It's okay, Gina. I forgive you. Oh, goodness. See, Michelle even says, honestly, she mostly uses toggles. Oh, I was reading that. I thought that was going to say, I mostly use lobsters. She doesn't. She uses toggles. She knows what's up. She needs to be in charge of me from now on. Okay, y'all have looked at that one long enough. Let's move on. Because I've got a lot of things in the show. We don't need to get hung up. Okay, so changing things up a little bit. This is still JBB, but this is an antique brass plated pewter flower square toggle. So if you need something other than silver, I do have you covered. I've got some antique brass colored things today, and I do have some gold colored things as well. So you're gonna see there's a lot of different options. And a lot of these guys, you can also look on the website. Sometimes there is the same clasp in a different metal. So maybe the antique brass is not what you're looking for. You wanted this in silver. Now, don't hold me to that. I don't know that 100% sure, but I'm sure that there is something very similar if this doesn't also come in the silver color or a gold color or something like that. I'm sure that there's something compatible. This one is really, really pretty. This kind of has an Art Deco feel to it with that square shape. But again, lots of detail here on the bar as well as the ring being a square or diamond shape, actually the way that it goes together, but really, really beautiful. So pretty. It's got some nice texture on the back and the JBB stamp on it so that you always know where it came from, which I don't mind at all. I think that's kind of cool. So very, very pretty. Love that. All right. All right. Wanda says she loves this one. Laura says, this is my jam. I think so too. I think so too. Love, love, love. All right. So now we're going to move on to, I don't really have much of a category for the rest of these. So we're just going to kind of go through these one at a time. There is no real rhyme or reason, but I'm going to start with one that's more kind of modern and doesn't really, I don't really know how to explain this. This is more modern and very kind of simple, I guess is the word that I'm going for. So this is a brass 18 by 15 horseshoe clasp. Now, I know this looks like something you get from the hardware store, except that it is much prettier than anything you can pick up at the hardware store. But as far as the shape is concerned, this is definitely something that looks like you would have picked up, you know, at the hardware store, just like I said, or in the hardware department. This is a really cool clasp though, and I feel like a lot of people are intimidated by these kinds of clasps because they don't really know what to do with them. These, in my opinion, look best with chain. Now, that's not to say that you can't use these with other things, because you can. But I love the way that this looks with just a straightforward chain. You don't even have to add dangles on it. Gasp. I said it. No dangles. However, if you wanted to add dangles to this, you absolutely could. So you could hang dangles from this, put this in the front. You can do it this direction and hang dangles from it, or no dangles at all. Now, if you're curious as to how this works, it is just a little screw, right? So this is a clasp that kind of takes a little bit more effort to put on and off. If you've got dexterity issues, this one might not be the best choice, but if you are looking to stay on trend with your designs for your booth or for your website, this is definitely a great option because the younger crowd for sure recognizes these. So if you're looking for something that's just a little bit more edgy, the horseshoe clasp is a great alternative and to a lobster. And it's lightweight. It's not super heavy. Now, if you wanted to grab one of these from the hardware store, that's great. You can totally do that. You're not going to get that beautiful finish on it, and I guarantee you it's going to weigh 3 times as much. So save yourself the trouble. Just go to the Art Beads website and get one that is specifically made for jewelry making. It's really, really beautiful. I love these. Absolutely love these. All right. So moving on. Now, like I said, don't really have much of a rhyme or reason here for the rest of these. They're just kind of all over the place. I do have 2 very similar ones here though that I'm going to show you. So these are the 2 magnet clasps that I have in the show, and I'm going to show them to you at the same time. So I've got antique silver plated and antique brass, and I showed those opposite of what I was, words that were coming out. So antique brass and then antique silver, and they are both really strong magnets and just beautiful. So speaking of the dexterity issues, right? Maybe the horseshoe is not the best choice, but a magnet, everybody can use a magnet, right? They're so easy. And these are nice and strong and really, really beautiful. I love the detail on these, especially in the little loop, right? It's not just a plain loop. This is actually like a little flower, which is really, really beautiful. And then you've got the texture on it. Both sides are equally beautiful. And the antique silver is also just as beautiful. So pretty. So pretty. Katie says, ooh, cool. I know, right? They're really cool. These are so nice. And I don't know why I don't grab for these. This is not a fussy, big, in your face clasp. This is just a beautiful clasp that it's going to look good with absolutely everything. I have no excuses. And honestly, neither do you anymore, right? We need to be looking at the clasp as part of the design, or at the very least, taking a little bit more time than just grabbing a lobster clasp. I know I'm really hating on the lobsters, but it's because I've spent years just relying on those, and I have so many other amazing options. These are gorgeous, and they're not too big either. They're like the perfect size. So pretty. So pretty. Right? Wanda says, all beautiful. Too pretty to put on the back. They should all be front and center. I agree. Mary says, Art Beads has the best toggles and other components. That's what I like to hear. And I agree with you 100%. Listen, I've worked for a lot of companies over the years, but I got to tell you, I have spent a lot of time over the past several months checking out the Art Beads website and really kind of looking at all of the things that are available. And I could not be more proud to be a part of Art Beads. Not only are the people incredible, but the selection of good stuff is just awesome. There's so much sterling silver, affordable sterling silver. The pieces that are silver plated are gorgeous. The beads are amazing quality. Like I'm just really proud to be a part of such an amazing company. So it's truly a blessing to get to be here and to show off all these cool things to you guys. All right, next up, let's see, what should be next? Let's go with a little fancy. Let's get a little fancy as we go through the rest of these, because we're definitely getting into the sparkle now. All right, this one is a filigree box clasp. This is a bow with crystals. This is a 17 by 8 millimeter rhodium clasp, and this one has some really beautiful little crystals, and I'll show you how this one works. This is one of those where you pinch it and just pull, right? But when you snap it back in place, it is secure, right? That's not going to come undone. I feel like sometimes people worry about this kind of clasp. Now, obviously, I wouldn't put like, brick weighted beads on this for that reason. But I do find that this is a nice and secure clasp that you could put some pretty decently weighted beads without having to worry too much about it. But it's really, really beautiful. It's understated, but it's got a little bit of sparkle to it. It's got some really beautiful detail to it. It's definitely going to catch the light and be a beautiful addition to a design for sure. And this one's easy to work. It's easy to work as long as you can get in there. Now, don't mind my long fingernails. I can't seem to grab a hold of anything, but you just pinch it and pull it out, and then you just slide it right back in there. Really pretty. Wanda loves that satisfying click. I do too. Is Meredith here? Meredith's here. Meredith, I've got some clasps that you would love. Love. All right, moving on to the next. I have got another one of those box clasps. I've got several box clasps, but this one is really pretty. So this is a silver plated round box clasp with the white pearl and the clear crystals in it. This is another one where you pinch it and then pull. There we go. That one was very, very secure. So I love this. I think this would look beautiful with a pearl design or a crystal design. Honestly, it would look beautiful with anything. Pearls are always a good idea, but that one is really, really nice. And it's not too big. You know, it's just a little pop of something extra without being overpowering. Really, really pretty. So nice. All right, moving on to the next. I'm gonna make a pile here. All right, how about something bigger, right? We looked at those were a little bit smaller. Let's look at the biggest clasp I have in the show today. So this is the antique silver plated filigree rectangle. This one is a showstopper. This is a 44 by 27 millimeter, and this one has so much potential. First of all, that is stunning. It's got, I believe, 7 connections on it. It also has some beautiful open filigree work here. So if you wanted to, you could seed bead onto this. You could wire wrap onto this. If you wanted to pop some beads in here, you could hang dangles from it. But honestly, it doesn't even need all that, because if you did a full 7 strands, you don't need anything else, right? 7 strands and this on a design. Wowza. So this is also a box clasp in the sense that you just pinch it, and you can see the back of it is nice and flat, so it's going to wear really easily. Can you imagine this with a full 7 strands on it? Now that is a statement right there. Talk about front and center. Now what's cool about this is that you can actually wear this a couple of different ways. You can actually turn this into an actual pendant in your necklace if you wanted to. Also, you don't have to use every single one of those holes, right? Just because it has 7 openings here does not mean this has to be a 7-strand design. You 100% can use as many or as few of those as you want to and turn this into anything that you wanted. So beautiful. I love that you can add other things to this. So if you wanted to layer this up with some other brass pieces, you know, and wire wrap them on there, or just pop a couple of crystals. I'm thinking maybe a couple of little crystals right there in those centers. Just wire wrap with some very, very thin wire would just add a little extra touch of sparkle to this, but so pretty. So pretty. Pat says rhinestone chain, 7 of them. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. Cup chain. Ooh, I would love that. That would be so nice. Excuse me. Use every other one, says Mary. Yeah, I think so too. I think 7 is a lot, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. If you use small cup chain, 7 might not be too much. I mean, more is more, right? I definitely don't want to encourage you to not use more sparkle. Please use all the sparkle. All right, speaking of sparkle, I got some more for you. Here's another one. This one is not nearly as big, so maybe that was a little bit too big for you. How about this one? This is antique silver plated rectangle marquee clasp with the clear rhinestones. Now this one only has 3 little connections to it, and again, you don't have to use all 3 if you don't want to. This one is really quite beautiful. I wish the light in here was like studio lighting so you could really see this one. This one has so much flash to it. It's really, really lovely. And the best thing about this, and the one that I just showed you, is even though they're on the large side for a clasp, they're not heavy. Not at all. These are lightweight, and they're not going to weigh you down. If you put these on a bracelet or a necklace, they're not going to create extra additional weight to them. And again, it's that standard box clasp, so you just slide it right in there. It snaps into place. It's nice and secure. And how pretty would this be in the front of a necklace? A 3-strand, right? Coming this direction, you could do 3 strands this way, maybe bring them together to a single strand for the length. Like, I can think of so many amazing designs using something like this. So this would definitely be something that I would consider for, you know, like party or a wedding or a special occasion. Not that I wouldn't wear this every day, because I kind of would. You guys know I don't shy away from sparkle, but if you were going to make a piece, you know, for a special occasion for somebody, this is definitely a clasp I would grab for something like that. I'm thinking like a 3-strand pearl bracelet would be absolutely beautiful with this. All right, moving on. We've got a few more pieces to look at. Now I've got another. This one is a little less sparkly, but still just as beautiful. This is a filigree box clasp. This is another 3-strand rectangle. This one's in gold tone, and It is absolutely beautiful. Even though there's not any little sparklies to this, I still think that it's amazing. Now, I don't have a lot of gold colored things to show you guys, but I couldn't resist this one. That gold color is so warm. It's really, really beautiful. It's going to work with a lot of different skin tones for sure. That's so nice. I definitely see this one with like pearls. I don't know. When I think of multi-strand designs, I always think of pearls. But honestly, you could pick out some of your very favorite check glass beads, some check glass flowers. Some of those beautiful Raven's Journey check glass flowers that are on the website would look amazing with this. Even just clear or clear AB check fire polish with this. Oh my gosh. That would be a showstopper. You could string it up. You could do, you know, wrapped loops. You could do them all on head pins if you wanted to. Like the possibilities are really endless. This one is so pretty. So, so pretty. All right, moving on to the next. All right, let's see. It looks like I've got about 5 more, actually 6. I've got 6 more things to show you guys. Now, this one is one of my absolute favorites. This is a little bit different. This is a black copper 2-strand box clasp with the black and white cameo on it. This is just beautiful. We were talking about Victorian vintage, those kinds of reproduction pieces. This is going to be amazing for that. Now, 100% would put this with like ivory colored pearls or black pearls, or honestly, I don't know. I would put it with anything, but that's of course what I think of first and foremost, but this is going to be incredible. Put this with some crystals, some beautiful prestige, or some Preciosa bicones. How nice is that? So, so pretty. It's got really beautiful detail. I love that. Like there's even detail in the scarf on her head. It's so pretty. And this one, the clasp is on the left instead of the right. I don't know if that makes any difference to you or not, but this is the first one that I've had where the clasp is on the opposite side. So, and it is a two strand. Well, it has 2 holes on it, so you can do 2 strands. You honestly could do as many strands as you wanted to and connect those in those 2 places, but you understand what I'm trying to say. So pretty. So, so pretty. A beautiful seed bead design with this, I think would be amazing. So pretty. Meredith says it reminds me of you, Sarah. Why does it remind you of me? Just my style in general? Or like, do you think that little lady on there looks like me? Because like, I would take that. Okay, cool. Either way, thanks. I like it. It's definitely my style though, for sure. Like, I think it's so pretty. Y'all are funny. All right, a few more to go. All right, I've got 1 more box style clasp. Actually, I have kind of 2, but 1 in person. The other one I'm just gonna have to show you the picture of because I've got a little story to go with it. So this one is an antique silver plated 3-strand marquee clasp with the clear rhinestones in it. This one is so pretty. I wish this was a ring, to be honest with you. Now that, yep. I'll take it as a clasp though. You don't have to pull my leg. Like, I think it would be incredible as a ring, but I'll take it in this form for sure. And just like with the rest of them, it's a little bit of a squeeze to pull that out, and then you just slide it right back in. It's nice and secure. I love the gratification that you get from that snap sound. You just know that it's good. It's good. It's gonna hold those beads in place. No worries. So pretty. Even pretty on the back. I mean, that's just lovely. It's so, so nice. It's really pretty. All right, now I'm going to show you guys one that I don't actually have in person, but I wanted to include it anyway because some of you have seen it. So I'm going to show you the little sticker and the little bag that it came in to prove that I actually did have it. This is antique gold plated 3-strand double deco oval clasp with the clear rhinestones. Now, I did a project with this on my personal Facebook page a few weeks ago. It's been a while, and I absolutely used this clasp, and I want to, even though I don't have it for you, I still wanted to include it because so many people asked about it when I did that project. It was absolutely beautiful. So this is the way that it looks, but let me show you how I used it in a project just to give you an idea if you need a little inspiration. So I created a gorgeous multi-strand bracelet with some smoky quartz and lots of brass accents, but that's it in use. So you can see I really did use it. Now the thing about this one is it is a box clasp, and the box section is in the middle. So that's how this one comes together. That slide part is in the center of those two beautiful pieces right there. So I wish I had it for you to show it to you, but the bracelet sold immediately. So if let that be your sign, right? If you're curious if these clasps, some of the ones that are on the pricier side, if they're worth it or not, I can tell you 100% it's worth it. This would have been a beautiful bracelet without it, but I think that the clasp took it to the next level, and that was proven to me because as soon as I put it on the website, it was gone immediately. So I know that clasp had everything to do with it. So hopefully I am encouraging you here. All right, now I've got 3 more clasps and we will be done. This one is kind of different. This one reminds me of like a sweater clip kind of. This is an antique silver plated brass fleur-de-lis, and this one is a hook. So this is the first hook that I've showed you guys, which I think is really cool. So you can see on the back here, it's got 3 loops on it, but they're on the back. So you can get away with using just 1 of those or 2 of those. You don't have to use all 3 of them, and you'll never know because it's hidden on the back. Now you definitely could use it in a 3-strand design if you wanted to, but it's just a simple little hook, which I kind of love. Right? That's so nice, and it's really pretty. There's something about this one that I really am drawn to, and I don't know if it's that maybe I was a French aristocrat in a previous life. I don't know if it's the fleur-de-lis or if it's the hook. I can't decide. I just know that it's beautiful. I don't really think I was a French aristocrat in a previous life, but I mean, you know, whatever. Maybe I was. You don't know. You don't know. So pretty though. It really is nice. I like it a lot. Very, very stylish. And I love that it can be a 3-strand or a single strand or a double strand. You have the option, and you don't have to feel like, you know, you're giving away your secret if you only use 1 or 2 of those little loops back there. Really nice. Okay, moving on. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I'm just as surprised as the rest of you as what comes out of my mouth. All right, second to last clasp here. This is a 3-strand plume design, hook and eye. This one is really beautiful too. Kind of in the same style as the other one, except this one is not really I mean, it is a hook. It's just a hook on the back. So again, you've got your 3 connections here. It comes together. It looks solid. I love that. But it's just a hook. So nice. Anne says, you were wearing a tiara. Right, I know. Gina says, you were definitely royalty in a previous life. I think I probably was. I don't know. As much as I love sparkle and funny things like that, I mean, not that sparkle is a funny thing, but the kinds of things I'm drawn to, I must have been. I think that's absolutely stunning. So stunning that if it were a ring, like all of these, I look at these and I think, gosh, if those were rings, how amazing would that be? But I'll take it as a clasp because that's so pretty. I can imagine this on the back of a beautiful 3-strand necklace with your hair up, maybe a couple of little ringlets of hair dropping down, you know, just, so pretty. So beautiful. All right, we've made it to the very last one. Oh my goodness, Wanda says, can we all appreciate how hard it is to say clasps? Sarah's doing an excellent job. Listen, I had to practice because there are so many other things that could come out of your mouth. All right, antique silver plated pave crystal rectangular buckle. This is the last one in the show, but it is definitely not the least of them all. This one is so pretty. It's another 3-strand opportunity, or just, I'm not even going to say 3-strand. I'm just going to say multi-strand. This is a nice multi-strand option. And this is one of those, I'm almost afraid to open this with my fingers, but it's, there you go. It's one of those little guys. So it's kind of a hook, but not really a hook. It's considered a buckle. I think it definitely looks like a buckle for sure, but it's so pretty. I love the sparkle on this one. Very, very nice. And then you just snap it right back. That's beautiful. I just want to go make pieces of jewelry to go with all of these beautiful clasps in the show today. I hope, you guys, that I'm inspiring you, because I feel like a lot of times we get complacent. I know I have. I'm really, really guilty of just grabbing that standard clasp. For me, it's the lobster. I know for some of you, it also is the lobster. Some of you, that's the spring ring. Some of you, it's an S hook, and you just grab for the same thing every single time. But I think that we are doing ourselves a disservice by not checking out the Art Beads website and looking at what, excuse me, other options there are for us. Because as I've shown you in today's show, it doesn't have to cost a fortune. Now, there are some expensive ones in the show. I'm not saying that there isn't, but I really did try with all of the pieces that I picked out to pick out some that are gonna be, they're gonna fit all of the different price ranges, right? And then you also have to think about, like, if you're making specialty pieces, you know, for a special occasion, sometimes you want that more expensive clasp. Or maybe you don't, but you still want it to look really nice, and you need something more than just a standard lobster. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just, look at all the options that we have, right? So many different styles to choose from, and this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what is available on the website. So definitely take some time to check out the others that are there. I know somebody said on one of these that it was sold out. If that's the case, check out some of the other ones, right? Go look on the website, because there is something for everybody. If flowers are not your thing, or rhinestones and crystals are not your thing, that's okay. There's going to be something. There's going to be something on the website as far as a clasp and other beautiful findings that are going to be the perfect addition to your piece of jewelry. I've got 2 more to bring out here and give you just one last little look at all of them. They're so pretty. This butterfly, I love that. Where he's drilled in the center. I thought that was so clever. I really love that. All right, so there's your last little sneak peek. Well, not a sneak peek anymore. Your last peek, not a sneak peek. We're not sneaking. The cat's out of the bag here. I've shown them all to you. Take a look at all of these. There's definitely something for everybody here, and definitely something for every price point. But again, there is even more available on the website. So I hope that you take some time the next time you are planning your next beautiful piece of jewelry, that you will think about me, you'll think about this show, and you will think about the options that there are. A lot of these are multi-strand options, but there are just as many, if not more, single-strand options that are available on the website as well. So there's definitely something for any occasion, any design, and any personality. All right, guys, I'm going to turn around, or I'm going to turn you around, rather. Oh, absolutely. Maggie says she needs to see ways to use the horse clasp. I would love to show you ways that you can use those in design. So any of these that you guys want to see working, just let me know, because I can definitely put them into future projects. I've got them here. So, I mean, there's no reason why I shouldn't be using them and showing them off. I mean, what good does the shopper show do if I don't show you how to use them? I definitely don't want you sitting there being confused. I want to give you as much inspiration as possible. So definitely definitely don't hesitate to reach out with your suggestions and your questions. And, you know, if you want to see something, just let me know. I'll schedule it right on in there. It helps me to create shows and to give you guys content that you love. So I don't mind at all. Don't mind at all. Don't forget, guys, to close out your carts. You definitely don't want to miss out on these, because some of them are going to go really, really quickly, and then you're going to have to wait on them to be reordered. And, you know, it's just nice to have that instant gratification. So close your cart out, because I can't promise that what's in your cart right now is going to be there in 2 days. And for all of you who have joined me and let me be a part of your Friday afternoon, I appreciate you so, so much. I look forward to seeing a bunch of you next week in person at Bead Fest. If you are not going to be at Bead Fest, don't forget to be checking out the Art Beads website and checking out that schedule so that you don't miss any of the lives, because you don't want to miss all of the fun things that we've got going on next week. So sign up for that newsletter. Don't forget to take advantage of all of the other ways that you can communicate with Art Beads, the newsletter, the text message, all of those things, the Facebook group. All right, guys, I'm headed out. I will be with you same time, same place. Well, same time next week, not the same place. I will be live at Bead Fest next week with my 4 o'clock Eastern time show, but I'll just be in a different place. But yeah, I'll be back with you guys soon. Looking forward to it. I've got a special guest. She might be here right now. You never know, right? All right, guys, I love you so much. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see